The rain fell like a curtain across the train windows, blurring the countryside into streaks of gray and green. Joanne sat quietly, hands wrapped around a lukewarm cup of tea she couldn't afford to waste. Her life, at that moment, felt just as foggy as the view outside. She had once imagined a very different future, one filled with stability, love, and certainty. Instead, she carried a suitcase full of unfinished dreams and a notebook filled with scribbles no one had read. That day, the train was delayed for hours. The heater barely worked, passengers complained, and time seemed determined to stand still. But in that stillness, something extraordinary happened. A boy walked into her mind. He had messy hair, round glasses, and a lightning-shaped scar. He didn't know who he was yet, but Joanne knew he mattered. He was brave in a quiet way, lonely, but hopeful, ordinary, yet destined for something magical. She had no pen, no laptop, nothing but her thoughts. So she began to build his world in silence. Castle towers, moving staircases, secret passages, friendships forged in courage, and villains born from fear. By the time the train finally reached its station, her life had not changed. But her purpose had. Months passed. Reality returned with bills, heartbreak, and sleepless nights. Joanne became a single mother, juggling hope and exhaustion in equal measure. There were days she counted coins before buying food. Nights she wondered if she had failed her child before she had even begun. Still, she wrote. In cafes, in borrowed corners of warmth, in the quiet moments when her baby finally slept. She wrote with fingers numb from cold and a heart stubborn enough to refuse surrender. The manuscript grew slowly, page by page, chapter by chapter, like a fragile plant pushing through frozen ground. When she finally finished, she sent it out into the world with trembling hands. Rejection arrived swiftly. 1 letter, 2 letters, 10 letters. A dozen doors closed before she even reached the doorstep. Each envelope felt heavier than the last. Each no whispered the same cruel question. What if this dream is foolish? For a moment, she almost believed it. But the boy with the lightning scar refused to disappear. So she sent the manuscript again, and again, and again. The acceptance letter was small, ordinary, easy to overlook. It didn't promise fame or fortune. It didn't predict millions of readers or midnight book launches or movie screens glowing across the world. It simply said yes. And sometimes, one quiet yes is all destiny needs. Years later, children lined up outside bookstores before sunrise. Adults stayed up all night turning pages they couldn't put down. A story born on a delayed train became a bridge connecting millions of hearts. The world called it magic. But Joanne knew the truth. The real magic was persistence. The real magic was hope. The real magic was refusing to give up when life gave every reason to quit. And somewhere, in a cafe filled with warmth and laughter, a woman smiled as she wrote her next chapter, knowing that the hardest part had never been writing the story. It had been believing she deserved to tell it.